Good morning and welcome to Hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to six, and the general manager of Dan Cummins Chevrolet Buick in Paris, Kentucky, the second largest used car franchise dealer in the United States of America. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Dude, I've got some like Captain America stuff going on in the headphones right now, like the soundtrack from Civil War, and it's like I am feeling this morning. Good morning. It is Wednesday, March 14th. And dude, Darian just said, look at you being early. You want to talk about early, brother? I have been up since 3 o'clock this morning, man. This time change, I don't know what is going on, but it has got me like all jacked up. I still can't get like on the right thing. I'm going to bed a little bit early. I'm waking up early. It's like, it's just crazy, man. But I hope you guys, I mean, it's okay because I'm just getting up earlier. I'm just getting more hours in, so it's all good. But good morning, guys. Welcome to Rise and Grind, man. It is Wednesday, March 14th. I am so glad that you guys are all finally up to join me because I've been waiting and waiting for hours to get up in here with you guys. But no, I'm just teasing. I know my boy Scott Simons, I know he's already been rising and grinding for hours. I've been watching you guys on social media, man. You guys are a bunch of beasts. You guys are all crazy. You guys are already posting and liking and commenting and all that stuff, man. I don't know what's wrong with us. We're all just crazy people. But anyways, good morning, Glenn Scott. Good morning, Steve Wetmore. Good morning, my man, Chuck Miller, what's up? Good morning, Melvin Rodriguez, Stephanie Toadvine, my 3:30 a.m. Rise and Grinder. What's up, Jerry Parsons, Kobe Fryer. Good morning, Robbie Toomey, and of course, my man, Darian Sanders. What up? What up? What up? Aaron Jones, what's going on, guys? Hey, do me a favor, guys. Hey, Carrie, how are you this morning? Carrie, will you do me a favor this morning? Will you go ahead and hit that share button real quick, Carrie? And Zach Doyle, what's up, man? Good morning, Zach. Can you do me a favor? Go ahead and hit that share button real quick. Let's get people in here live this morning because we're going to talk about, basically this morning, shoot, hold on. Yeah, I was on the wrong page. This morning, we're going to talk about you. That's right. Sean Jones, I'm going to talk about you. Tim Lucas, I'm going to talk about you. Gary Pollard, I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to talk about you this morning. Ray, Ryan, I'm going to talk about all y'all this morning. So I need you to go ahead and hit the share button. Let's get as many people in here this morning as humanly possible because we are going to talk about you, and we're going to dive deep into these powerful little brains of ours, and we're going to start to figure out what is exactly going on and how we're going to change it, okay? That's what we're going to do today. So go ahead and hit that share button. While you're hitting the share button, I'm just going to remind you, you need to go to GlennLundy.com and get you some gear. Everybody has been posting pictures in their gear. Everybody's been talking about the quality of this gear. This is the real deal stuff. You got to get you some. Okay, cool. Now we got our shares done. We got our peeps in here. We know that it's Wednesday morning. I've said good morning to all of y'all. I've let you know that I've been up for 2 hours already and that I'm hype. Dude, did you see that some dude, I forgot, Adam, I think his name was, he made a ringtone. He made a Rise and Grind ringtone. I got all excited. I set the Rise and Grind ringtone like for my alarm this morning at 4:30, and then, of course, I woke up at 3 o'clock, so I didn't get to use it. But it's out there, man. There's a Rise and Grind ringtone. This stuff is taking over. It's awesome, man. It is awesome. So check it out. Yesterday, I made a post, and you guys went like crazy. What do the kids say? You went ham. You went ham over this post, right? I put a post that said, I'll start, and I just want to learn something about you guys. And so I posted the post, and you guys were telling me all kinds of crazy stuff that I never knew about you. If you haven't seen the post, go back and look. I mean, there's like 300 comments, different people just telling me things about them I didn't know. And there was some crazy stuff in there, man. There were people that had been adopted and then had now turned around and adopted others, which I thought was super cool. There are cancer survivors. There was multiple cancer survivors that I did not know about that were in there. There are recovery warriors, people who have recovered from drugs and addiction. There was a bunch of recovery warriors, which I thought was awesome. There are felons. There are some felons up in the Rise and Grind group. I'm just saying, man, there are some felons up in here. That's That's just truth. We're all just real people. There's pastors up in here. There's high school dropouts up in here. There's circus workers up in here. For real, there's a dude who said he used to work like next to elephants. There's people who have saved lives, multiple people who have saved lives up in here. There's even one dude, and maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe this is bad, but there's even one dude who has a fear of strawberries. Like, for real, like a legit fear of strawberries. And I don't know if maybe like even having the strawberries on the screen right now, if he's watching this morning, I don't know if that's going to freak him out. I hope it doesn't. Disclosure, if the strawberries on the screen freaks you out, I'm sorry. I just thought, wow, I'd never heard of somebody that was actually afraid, and it's like a real deal fear. Like, he listed out what the fear is. This dude is scared of strawberries. Not scared to eat them, not allergic to them, but scared of strawberries, right? I mean, we have some interesting people in this group. That's what's amazing about hashtag Rise and Grind. That's why hashtag Rise and Grind is picking up so much steam, is because this group of people, this group of now over 16,000 people, it's people from all walks of life, man. It is men, it is women, it is millennials, it is older generations, it is, I mean, everything from people age. I think one of our youngest members is like 17 years old or 16 years old. And then we have members that are in their 60s. And it seems to be making an impact on all different walks of life, all different types of people. And so when I made this post and I got to see all and learn just all these different things, I mean, there was one dude. He's in here right now. I just saw him. But one dude, he was paralyzed for 6 months out of his life, for half a year. He was absolutely paralyzed, but now he has risen and he is walking. And I think that's super, super cool, man. There was another guy that shot himself on accident in the face. Shot himself in the face. But here he is today, and he's fighting, and he's rising, and he's grinding. And I just think it's stinking cool how much diversity we have in this group, man. It is amazing. If you love the diversity in this group, throw me a like, throw me a heart, something, so that I know that y'all are with me. But there are a few things that stood out through all these comments and all these posts. Okay, we got like 300 comments, but there were three of them, three like common thread things today that I really just wanted to attack head on, because I started to notice some patterns. I noticed some things amongst all of us, even though we're all different ages, we're all different walks of life, and men and women and all that stuff. Even though we're all different, there were some similarities in the thread that I saw, and I wanted to attack those today. So the very first one that I saw, the very first similarity that I saw in a lot of the comments and a lot of the posts, is that a lot of us, and I say us because I include Glenn Lundy in this, a lot of us have this fear of failure. Do me a favor, raise your hand. Go ahead. I won't make you hit like, or I won't make you hit a heart, but raise your hand if you have a fear of failure. I think a lot of us in here do. Now, my question is, why? Why do we have a fear of failure? To be honest with you, fearing failure is about the same as having a fear of strawberries. No offense against the guy that has a fear of strawberries, but I'm just saying, it's just about as irrational. It's just about as irrational having a fear of failure. Here, let me ask you a question, okay? We all know, we all understand that failure is how we learn, right? Failure is how we learn. Failure is how we grow. From the moment we were babies, from when we first got put into this planet, we failed, right? We failed to be able to stand up. We failed to be able to talk. We failed to be able to walk. And we fell down, and we fell down, and we got back up. And it's how the muscles got strengthened, and it's how we grow, right? So if failure is the only way that we can grow, why are we afraid of it? Why do we fear it? And see, in all honesty, we're going to fail either way. See, a lot of times we're afraid to take chances. We're afraid to try something new because we're afraid we're going to fail at it. But I'm telling you right now, you're going to fail either way. When you do try new things, you are going to fail. It's going to happen, but you're going to fail forward. If you don't try new things and you don't try to do something different, then you're going to fail in the sense that you are not going to make it. You're not going to make it. Just sitting in a corner and doing nothing is just equally, it's actually worse of a failure than actually going out and taking action, falling on your face and falling forward. Either way, you're going to fail. You have to understand this. The other thing we all have to understand, and I wanted to remind you guys this morning, is raise your hand one more time. Do me a favor, raise your hand if you have failed and your life is now over forever. I don't see anybody raising hand because you couldn't raise your hand because you'd have to be dead. You see, with enough time, you can heal and overcome anything. With enough time, write this down if you're taking notes. With enough time, you can heal and overcome absolutely anything. And if you look back in your life and you look back at the times that you failed and you thought it was the end of the world, but yet you are still alive and with me today on the rise and grind, then we have to agree that there is no failure that is going to just end your life, right? Not any that you know of or that I know of, because we haven't experienced that yet. We've had failures that we thought were going to be the end, but after time, we can heal and overcome anything. My good friend Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm going to show you a picture of my boy Arnold. Golly, dude. Man, even just being next to Arnold. My boy Arnold Schwarzenegger says, hold on, let me say it like that. Don't be afraid to fail. Anything I ever attempted, I was never afraid to fail. You can't always win, but don't be afraid of making decisions. That's what my boy Arnold said, man. Arnold Schwarzenegger, one of the greatest ever. Okay, don't be afraid to fail. So that's the first thing we're gonna focus on a little bit this morning. Quit it. I gotta quit it. You gotta quit it. Let's quit fearing failure. Let's quit fearing failure. It's gonna happen. We're gonna fail. What we need to fear is not failing forward. That's where we need to fear. We need to fear not taking opportunities to try to change, to try to grow, to try to get better. Those are the fears that are okay. Okay? I'm going to allow you to have that one fear. That's it. Okay, second common thread that I noticed amongst all the people in the group. I noticed that there was a lot of self-doubt, man. There's a lot of people that have a lot of self-doubt. And what I mean by self-doubt is not just fear of failure, but self-doubt as far as a feeling of less than. A feeling of less than. A feeling that they're not attractive enough or they're not worth enough or just that they don't add enough value. A feeling of less than. And I noticed that thread quite a bit through quite a few people in the group. And so I want you to know, if you are one of those people that has these self-doubt issues, which I personally do every once in a while for sure, I want you to know that 99% of those self-doubt, 99% of those things that you are telling yourself in your mind, 99% of that is coming from outside influences, okay? 99% of that is coming from outside influences. It may be generationally. It might be because your parents beat you down and told you certain things, or it might be, a sibling or, something like that. Something generationally where you were told that you fit into a certain mold, that you were told that you were never going to amount to anything, that you were told that you weren't worth a darn, or somebody told you something when you were a kid, or somebody did something to you with your kid. So a lot of times it's generationally that you have this self-doubt where you feel less than, and other times it's socially. Okay, like social media can make you feel less than, or your group of friends that you have around you, that can make you feel less than. And so I want to help those of you that have these self-doubts. I want to help you with that. And so I'm going to use a model. I'm going to basically use a model, okay, in order to fight against self-doubt, because it will creep in. It is something that is very, very human. In order to fight against it, you have to constantly fill your headspace with winning thoughts, okay? You have to count your wins. You have to count your wins and the things that you're good at, and you have to focus on those. Okay, you have to fill the headspace with winning thoughts. You've got to make sure that you're listening to the right stuff. You got to make sure that these influences that, see, you had these generational influences, and you have these social influences. So now we have to combat against those by filling the headspace and making sure we have a winning mindset all the time. Okay, we have to count our wins. We have to constantly count our wins. You have to become your own biggest fan. You cannot allow yourself to talk to yourself that way, okay? No more. From today moving forward, anytime you start to tell yourself that you are less than, anytime moving forward that you try to tell yourself something that's not positive, anything negative, I want you to stand up and say, absolutely not anymore. These thoughts, these words, they're not allowed. Glenn said so. Glenn said so. Then I need you to take it a step further. And I need you to make sure you start tapping into your faith. Make sure you are attacking your spirituality as strong as humanly possible. Because when you realize that you are a child of God, the creator of the universe, it makes it a lot harder to feel less than. I can tell you right now, man, when you know you got a direct line with the man, where you're connected directly with the dude of all dudes, when you make that connection, it's very, very, very hard to feel less than. It's hard, man. I'm telling you, it's hard. So you got to have a winning mentality. Maintain a winning mentality. Make sure you're filling the headspace with the right things. Make sure you're listening to the right people. Make sure you're taking care of the spiritual side and connecting. And you can release this self-doubt, man. The self-doubt, you just throw it out the window, just eradicate it. It's just like trying to quit, a drug or trying to quit alcohol. I mean, it's always going to be there, but you can fight and attack against it every single day. It's already 5:45. My goodness. These 15 minutes just fly by, man. They just fly by these mornings. Golly. All right, I'm just going to keep going real quick. Look, here's the third thing. Here's the third thing that I noticed, the third common thread that I noticed in this post where everybody was sharing all kinds of cool stuff with me. I was learning stuff. Here's what I learned. I learned that people, when faced with death, man, when people are faced with death, people begin to breathe life. You notice that? When people were faced with death or even jail, which is just right up there close to death. Jail is terrible, man. I've been there. I get it. But when people were faced with death or end of like normal life type stuff, that's when they start to breathe in life, right? It's kind of like when we like right now, I'm just breathing air. I'm not thinking much about it. You're breathing air. I'm breathing air. We're just all breathing air. But throw me in the water real quick, hold me under for 20 seconds, and what's going to happen when I come up? I'm going to gasp for it, right? This air that just a minute ago was fine and normal, and I just took it for granted and just assumed it was there and no big deal. Now all of a sudden I'm gonna gasp for it, right? And that's what it seems like happens to people when they have like a near-death experience or when they spend a long time in jail. Then all of a sudden they start to actually breathe in life. And so my question to you this morning is, what are we waiting for? Why does life have to get shaken up? Why do we have to get a big jolt? Why do we have to have a near-death experience? Or why do we have to fall into normalcy? Or why do we have to spend a day in jail? What if every single day we woke up and attacked every single day as if it was our very last day? Like, what if we just breathed it in, like, every day, like breathing in this beautiful thing that is life? What would it look like? Because you guys have all seen them. You've seen these people that are on fire for life. When they get this close to death, what if we were like that every single day? Listen, all right? Wait a minute, hold on. Let me back up just a second. That's what we're doing in here, right? Isn't that what we're doing in here right now? With the Rise and Grind? Isn't that what we're doing in here right now? Isn't that what you guys are doing? We're waking up and going, we're taking a deep breath, man. We're breathing it in. We're going, hey, we've got this life in front of us. We've got this awesome existence ahead of us. We have these opportunities, and we're rising and grinding. Isn't that what this group is doing? That's what I'm talking about. Listen, I'm going to leave you with this. Write it down on your board. Make it a hashtag. Put it in your gratitude, your goals, your mirror, whatever. Wherever you got to put it, I need you to have this right here, okay? I need you to have this right here. You are most comfortable right before death. Let me explain real quick. I don't have a lot of time, but let me explain real quick. I watched my grandfather die. I watched him choose the way that he died. I watched him get his favorite joke told and be surrounded by his family members. And I watched his wife climb up into bed with him, and I watched him wrap his arm around her, and I watched all the pain go away, okay? He had cancer, he was disease-ridden, he was weak, he was feeble, and he was hurting, he was really uncomfortable, but there was a moment, of a tiny little moment right before he died where I watched all that go away, and he was so comfortable. You are most comfortable right before death. And I personally, I'm not ready to die yet. So I'm not allowing comfort into my life. And I don't suggest you do either. I suggest we get out there and we keep failing. I suggest we get out there and keep failing forward. I suggest we attack these self-doubts, all this stuff where we're telling ourselves that we're less than and that we can't be. I suggest we attack all that head on. That's what I suggest we do right now. We got to stay uncomfortable, people. We got to be pushing. We got to get up early, and we got to rise and grind. We got to act like today is the very last day that we've got, because when you start to feel comfortable, that means you're getting this much closer to the end. I'm not done yet. I haven't achieved all my goals. I haven't impacted all the people that I want to impact. I haven't made my mark on this planet. I haven't created my legacy. I'm not there yet. So I don't want to be comfortable. I don't want it, man. Because you're most comfortable right before death. Listen, guys, I absolutely love being on this show with you guys, man. I love it. I love what we're doing with the Rise and Grind. I need you guys to help me. You have to keep inviting. You have to keep inviting people to the group, man. It's a closed group. If you guys don't invite people, people can't get up in here. So you got to keep inviting people to the group. I need you to keep posting your gear, representing the Rise and Grind. We're trying to make a movement, man. We're trying to help people and change people's lives. And I know that this show is changing my life every single day. It's impacting me. It's impacting my employees at Dan Cummins, Chevrolet, and Buick. We are having the best month that we've ever had, man. We are attacking our goals head on. I got guys rising and grinding every single day. My boys like Troy Cord, my boys like Robbie and Zach and all these guys. We are attacking. We're attacking. And it's amazing the disciplines that I'm learning by being a part of the show, by being with you guys, all the positivity in the news feeds, just completely eradicating negativity out of my feeds. It's such a powerful thing. So I need your help. You got to share the videos. You got to invite the people in the group. You got to grab the gear. You got to help me push this thing, okay? It's a mountain. It's massive, and it's impacting the planet in ways. I got so much stuff going on behind the scenes y'all don't even know about yet. You just wait. It's going to keep blowing up. But I need you because you are an amazing, incredible human being. Did you know that? You are an absolute child of God, man. The creator of all the universe. You are a child of God made uniquely in your image to be specifically the best version of you that you can be. Your positivity, everything that you're doing in this group is making a difference on this planet. It is affecting you. It is affecting your coworkers. It is affecting your family members. Your energy, the positive energy you are putting out into the world is contagious. You are incredibly special. You are incredibly important. You are a part of an elite group of people that are choosing to rise and grind. And I have to tell you that I, for one, absolutely love you. I love you. And that's a fact, Jack. I'm going to get on out of here. I'm going to get over to the gym and get my Arnold Schwarzenegger on. You know what I'm saying? Got to go get my Arnold Schwarzenegger on. But I love you guys, man. Have an incredible day. Have a fantastic day. Have a stupendous day. Just have the most amazing Wednesday, March 14th, 2018 that could ever be had on the planet. Breathe it all in. Take a gasp. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. on hashtag Rise and Grind.